Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 Apba Bats League. We got the Chicago White Sox traveling to Washington to take on the Senators here on April 21st, 1955. Let's take a look at the White Sox starting lineup. Leading off, playing shortstop Luke Apling. Batting second, playing second, Eddie Collins. Batting third, playing first base is Zeke Bonjour, how do you pronounce that? We'll figure out this real quick. Give me a second here.
Bonura. Bonura.
Bonura.
Bonera. Then you got Carl Reynolds batting fourth, playing left field. Batting fifth, playing center field, Minnie Mioso. Batting sixth, playing right field, Happy Flish. Batting seventh, playing third base, Buck Weaver. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Ray Schalk. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Billy Pierce. Let's take a look now at the hometown Washington Center starting lineup. We got leading off, playing center field, Sam Rice. Batting second, playing shortstop, Joe Cullen. Batting third, playing left field, Royce Severs. Batting fourth, playing third base, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, playing right field, Heine Manshee. Batting sixth, playing first base, Mickey Vernon. Batting seventh, playing second base, Buddy Meyer. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Jake Early. And on the mound, batting ninth is Mickey Hafer. Let's get down to the field here, folks, and get this party started. Got Luke Appling leading off. He's batting 308 on the year. No homers and 5 RBIs. This is Mickey Hafer's first appearance. And what year was this for Mickey? His 1943 season. He pitched in 36 games, only started 13, was 11 and 5, and had 6 saves. And here we go with the pitch to Luke. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Heine in right field. That'll be out number one. And that'll bring up now Eddie Collins. And Eddie's only hit .062 off to a slow start. No homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don't want to walk a guy not even batting 100. Years now up. And he is batting a .143, 1 homer and 2 RBIs. Let's see here. Will Eddie Collins take off and run? And that is the question. That'll be a 23. I think he's going to take off and try to make it down there. 45 or less, he's in there safely. And he's in there with a stolen base. So Collins steals second. So Eddie down at second now with 1 out. And here's the pitch to Zeke. And that's going to be against the lefty. 14 and a 8 with a runner down at second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And 54 and a 10 still probably is filling column one. And it is. And he's going to look the runner back to second, fire over to first. And that'll be out number two. So now Carl Reynolds is up. Collins down at second. We're going to adjust this a little bit. Give me a second here. Make a little adjustment to these fielders here. Move the second baseman over some. Shortstop over some. Move the right fielder over here. The center fielder over just a tad here. There we go. That looks good. Sorry about that. Now we'll get back to the game here. Little housekeeping each time we go to these stadiums for the first time. See how that looks. That looks a little better now. Alrighty. And now here's the pitch to Carl Reynolds, batting .250, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right side to end the inning. So the White Sox strand one. We go to the bottom of the first. White Sox nothing. Senators coming up. They'll have Rice, Colin, and Severs due up here. Sam's batting .357 with no homers and 1 RBI on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Billy Pierce, this is his first game of the year. Let's see here. This is Billy's 1955 season. He pitched in 33 games, started 26, was 15-10 with 1 save with a 1.97 ERA. And Joe Collin comes up batting an even 200, no homers and no RBIs. And against a 19 with nobody on, that's going to be a single infield hit. So he gets aboard here. Joe does with an infield hit. Well, let's check it here. That'll be a single in the center field, I believe. Wait a second here. Let's undo this. Undo this. One more chance and look at this, right? Get it straight. 10 on a 13. And that is going to be a single in the center field, not an infield hit. Looked at that wrong. So a single in the center field. And Joe's aboard here with 1 out. And Roy Severs is up. And this is his first plate appearance of the year, folks. And this is his 1957 season as Aaron Reed joins us. And in 57, he batted .301, had 42 homers and 114 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Roy. And that's going to be against the lefty. 14. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And let's see if Joe's going to try to get down there. 5. That'll be a 49. Happy's got a darn good arm out there. But Joe's got great speed. He's going to try. So a 31. So it is a 61 or lower. He's down at third rather. It'll be first and third. And he makes it. So nice hit by Roy. And now the Senators got runners on the corner and 1 out for Harmon Killebrew now. See if Killebrew can drive in some runs here and give the Senators the lead. The White Sox will play back for the double play. Try to get out of this inning with nobody scoring. Killebrew's batting .286 1 homer, and 2 RBIs. And against the lefty, that's going to make him a 3 because Killebrew just kills lefties. And that's going to be a single in the left field. That'll score Joe, and Roy with catcher speed is going to hold up at second. So an RBI single by Killebrew as Philip Reynolds joins us. Now we got first and second and still 1 out. And the Senators are now up 1-0. Hani Manchi comes up to the plate, batting 308, no homers and no RBIs. Probably take a deep single and definitely a deep single. Might have to be a double to score Roy with his speed. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 20 and an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Appling's an 8 on a 41. And that'll be fielding column number 2. And that's going to be the old 6-4-3 double play, folks. And the White Sox get out of that with only 1 run scoring. They got to be feeling pretty good. Oh, that's good to hear, Aaron. So now we go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Senators. You got Mioso, Happy Flinch, and Weaver due up here. Minnie's batting 308 with 1 homer and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Minnie. And that's going to be a single in the right field. So Mioso's aboard here with a leadoff single. White Sox trying to get that run right back. And the question is, how long will Minnie stay down at first? So here's the pitch to Happy. And this is his first plate appearance of the year. This is his 1920 season where he batted 338, 14 homers, and 115 RBIs. And we drop the dice. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Killebrew calls for it, makes the catch in shallow left field for out number 1. As you can see, the Chicago White Sox upcoming schedule. They got 3 more games here against the Senators. And then they travel to Detroit to take on the Tigers. That'll bring up Buck Weaver now. Buck's batting 286, no homers and 1 RBI. And Buck's going to against the lefty. That'll make him a 22. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Let's see if they can turn 2 on this. No, they won't. To only get the lead runner as Buck Weaver beats the throw down the first. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at first and Weaver for Ray Schalk. And Ray's batting 281 on the year here. Let's see something here. Changes. Yeah. Change that to that. And change that to that. There we go. And now it catches up. And like I say, Ray steps up. This is his first plate appearance of the year. And Ray's 1922 season, he batted 281. He had 4 homers and 60 RBIs. Buck Weaver down at first now with 2 outs. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. And Joe's got it. And that'll end the inning. And White Sox strand 1. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-0 Washington. And we got Mickey Verne, Meyer and Early due up here. Mickey's batting a $182, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls to a guy not hitting above the 200 line. So Mickey's aboard here. And stepping up to the plate is Billy Meyer. And Buddy is batting a $125, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 56 and a 2, probably fielding column 2. Yep. And he gets old Buddy to swing and miss. That's strikeout number 2 for Pierce. And that'll bring up Mr. Jake Early. And this is Early's first plate appearance. And in 1941, he batted .287, 10 homers, and 54 RBIs. And that's going to be hit down to third. Weaver is a 5 third baseman, a 43 on a 5. And that'll be column number 1. And that's going to be a nice play down there by Buck Weaver. Makes a nice stop, gets up, fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. No, it won't. That's only 2 outs. So the runner gets down to second. And now it's 2 outs. And can Mickey help his own cause here? Of course, this is Mickey's first plate appearance in 1943. He batted a $133, no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be hit down to first base. And Zeke's not a very good fielding first baseman. This might be trouble here for the White Sox. A 43 on a 2. And that'll be fielding column number 3. And that's going to be a single through first. And that's going to score Mickey Vernon. So the Mickeys come through here and double the lead. It is now 2-0 Senators. We go back to the top of the order, and Sam Rice with a runner down at first. And 2 outs. Hafer, we don't need no stinking DH, that's for sure. He doubles the lead. Sam Rice, he struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a 19 against there. And that's going to be a single and an infield hit for Rice. So that'll be first and second now. And still 2 outs. And see what Joe Collin can do here. Can he keep this 2 outs rally going here? Joe singled his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. The Senators doing some damage here against Billy Pierce in the bottom of the second. And that ball is hit into right field. And that's going to be a 2-run. That'll score Rice from first, I'm sure, with 2 outs here. Let's see. So it'll be a 51. Like I say, he should score easy with 2 outs. But Happy's got a hell of an arm out there. So there is a slight chance they can get him. So 63 or lower, he's safe. And barely a 61. Happy makes a nice throw in there. But Rice does score. And it is now double your pleasure, double your fun. It's now 4-2, folks. Just like that, the Senators bust this game open on a 2-run double by Joe. Now you got a runner down at second and it's 2 outs. And Severs is up. Severs is singled his first time up. A single scored Joe easily. Here's the pitch to Roy. And that's going to be a base on balls. And they go out to talk to Billy. Says he can get out of this mess, but he's trailing by 4, and you don't like this man coming up to bat. If you're a White Sox fan, Killebrew's up. He is 1-for-1 with an RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Happy in right field. That'll end the inning, but not until the Senators score 3. Take a 4-0 lead. Pierce is going to lead it off here in the top of the third, followed by Appling and Collins. Can they get some runs back here against Mickey? This is Billy's first plate appearance in 1955. He batted a .171, no homers and 7 RBIs. Can he do what Mickey did to him and get on base with a hit? And that's going to be a rare play, a 42 and a 36. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. Joe's got it in the dirt for out number 1. Yeah, double mint gum, right? Exactly. And now we got Luke Appling up. And Luke, he flew out to right his first time up. And not this time. That's going to be a base hit. As Heine can't get to that one, that'll drop in front of him for a base hit. So 2 balls hit the right field, 1's a hit. And let's see if Appling's going to stay at first very long here. Eddie Collins is walked and stole a base his first time up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes to Eddie. Can he take advantage of this 2-0 count? And 35 against 17. And that's going to be a nice play down at short by Joe. So not only can he 53 against a 10, that should still be column number 1. Yes, it is. And they'll get the lead runner. And that'll be all they'll get. So now you got Eddie Collins down at first with 2 outs. And Zeke's up here. See if Zeke can keep this inning going for the White Sox trailing by 4. They need to start scrapping some runs together here. Let's see here. Zeke is 0-for-1. He grounded out the shortest first time up. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a 35. That's going to be a foul ball. And Early takes the mask off, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. The White Sox strand 1. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 4-0 Senators. You got Heine due up here, followed by Mickey Vernon and Buddy Meyer. And Heine is 0-for-1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Billy strikes him out for out number 1. And that brings up Mickey Vernon. And Vernon walked and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 20. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Minnie Miosa makes a nice play for out number 2. And see what Buddy can do here. Meyer struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And Billy settles down and gets a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. We go to the top of the fourth. We got Reynolds, Mioso, and Happy due up here. Reynolds is 0-for-1, flew out to center his first time up. That's going to be a ground ball down out in front of the plate. And Early's not that great of a catcher. Let's see if he can make a nice play here. And he does. He jumps out of his stance, fires down the first. And that'll be out number 1. Minnie Mioso's up now. Mioso, he singled his first time up. And against the lefty. That's going to be a fly ball out to Rice in center field. He hits it to his counterpart for out number 1. Let's see what old Happy can do here. Happy is 0 for 1. He popped up to third his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Fires over to first to Vernon. And that'll do it. And the White Sox go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We got the bottom part of the order due up here early. HAEFENER and then back to Rice. Early is 0 for 1, grounded out to third. And then against I'll make him a 12 and an 8. And that ball's going to drop right in front of Reynolds. He couldn't quite get to it. That's going to be a base hit. So Early's aboard here with nobody out. And Mickey's going to try to bunt him on down to second, even though he got a base hit his last time up. 26 and a 9 on a 61. That'll be fielding column 2. Fielding column 2. And that's going to be a nice bunt down to first. Zeke's only play is going to throw over to Eddie covering. And that'll be out number 1. Got a runner in scoring position now with 1 out, and back to the top of the order we go in Sam Rice. And Rice is 1 for 2. He struck out and singled his last time up. And that's going to be a 19 and an 8. And that ball is going to be hit down the short. And that'll probably be fielding column number 2. And barely fielding column 2. They'll look the runner back to second, fire over to first. And now there's 2 outs and a runner still in scoring position. And Joe Collins up. And Joe is 2 for 2 today, a double and 2 RBIs and a single. And that'll be a base on balls. So Joe walks on down to first. Now we got first and second for Roy Severs. Let's see if Severs can come through here. He is 1 for 1. He has walked and singled. And that's going to be against the lefty. 14 on a 7. That's going to be a single in the left field. And with 2 outs, Early's going to score easily. Let's see if no, Collins going to stop at second. So that's going to be an RBI single. And we still got first and second now for Killebrew. And it is now 5-0 Senators here. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And Killebrew is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and flew out to right. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Happy. And he catches it for out number 3. But the Senators score 1 more. And we go to the top of the 5th. It's 5-0. We got Weaver, Schalk, and Pierce due up. Might have a pitch hitter here for Pierce. This depends on what happens here in this inning. There's 2 outs and nobody on. I probably won't pitch hit for him. So Buck Weaver is 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice. And he gets a hold of this one. Buck's going to get on base here to start this 5th inning with a nice double in the right field. So Buck standing down at second with nobody out. And that brings up Schalk now. Can Schalk drive him in, cut into this 5-0 lead? Ray is 0 for 1. He popped up the short his first time up. And that's going to be a against 10, 12, 22. Vernon should be fielding column one. That's a pop up into foul territory. Mickey Vernon makes the play for out number one. And we are going to pitch hit here for Pierce now that we got a runner in scoring position. See who's going to come off the bench. And Willie Cam's going to come off the bench here and pitch hit. Let's see who we're going to go with as a pitcher here. You got some lefties due up. It's either going to be Lee or White. We'll look at that after the inning's over. Say Lee or White be coming off out of the bullpen. Willie Cam's coming in. And Willie is 0 for 7 on the season with no homers and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Willie. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Joe makes the catch, and that'll be out number 3. And the White Sox strand another. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 5-run game. Now, like I say, we'll see who's going to come in here and pitch. Either going to be White or Lee. Oh, that was only 2 outs. Sorry about that. So Appling's got a shot here. Thought that was 3 outs. Luke is 1 for 2. He's flown out and singled. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. And Severs has got it. Now there's 3 outs. Now we decide who's going to come in here and pitch. I guess it's either going to be White or Lee for the White Sox. Let's see. We'll bring in Lee. The pitch here. He'll be facing Honey Manshee, Vernon, and Buddy Meyer, 3 lefties. And Heine is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And this is Lee's 2nd appearance of the year. He has pitched 2 innings and hasn't given up a run. Struck out 1 and walked 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Reynolds and left for out number 1. That brings up Mickey Vernon now. See if Mickey can get on board here. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and flew out the center. And that's against the lefty, a 10. That'll make him an 18. And that's going to drop right in front of Minnie Mioso. Mickey Vernon gets on with a 1-out single. And Buddy Myers now up. And Buddy is 0 for 2. Struck out and flew out the center. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Buddy. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that ball is lifted out the left field. Reynolds says he's got it, and he does. That's out number 2. So 2 fly balls to left, 2 outs. Brings up Early now. And Early is 1 for 2 today. He's grounded out and singled his last time up. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 10. On 9. And that's going to be a nice play out in left field. Reynolds makes all 3 outs, ties our record held by many. And the Senator strand 1, we go to the top of the 6th. We got Collins due up, followed by Burnell and Reynolds. White Sox has got to start making some noise, trailing by 5. Collins is 0 for 1. He's walked and reached on the fielder's choice, so he's been on base both times. And not this time. That's a fly ball out to Rice in center field for out number 1. And let's see what Zeke can do here. Zeke is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And Heine makes the catch. That's 2 up and 2 down. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th. Carl Reynolds is up now. He has flown out the center and grounded out to the catcher. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So the White Sox trying to make some 2-out noise here. That brings up Minnie Mioso with Reynolds down at first. And Minnie is 0 for 2 today. He is singled, 1 for 2 today. He singled and flew out the left center. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Buddy at second. He fires over to first, and that'll do it. And again, if this sounds familiar, White Sox strand 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go. And that's going to be it for Haefer. We're going to pitch hit for him. He's pitched 5 good innings. Let's see, he's going to probably come out of the bullpen for him. Got a bunch of righties due up. Alrighty, a switchy up. So we'll take a look here. Probably be Zachary. Tom Zachary's probably going to come out. See who's going to pitch hit here. And let's see, it's either going to be Bucky Harris or Eddie Yost. And Bucky's going to come off the bench. Harris, pitch hit here. And this is Harris's second appearance. He's 1 for 1 on the season. Here's the pitch to Bucky. And that's going to be a ground ball down to first. He calls off Lee, takes it himself. And that'll be out number 1. And that'll bring up Mr. Rice. He's 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and came around to score and grounded out. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Rice is aboard here with a 1-out single. You see the upcoming schedule here for the Washington Senators. They got 3 more games here against the White Sox. And then Baltimore comes to town. So you got a battle of I-95. And Joe is having one fine game. He is 2 for 2. He is singled, had a 2 RBI double and walk. And that's going to be the first time they get him out. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So now there's 2 down here for Severs. What can Roy do here? He is 2 for 2. He has singled, walked, and had an RBI single his last time up. That's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Roy. And against the lefty, 12 and an 8. And that is going to drop in to left field for a base hit. Sam's going to stop at second. So now we got first and second and 2 outs for Killebrew. Can he blow this game even more open, folks? That is the question. It's already a 5-run lead. Can he make it 6 or maybe even more? Here's the pitch to Killebrew. And that's going to be against the That's going to be a single in the right field. That'll score Rice easily. And Severs will stop at second. And it is now 6-0 Senators. And Hani Manchi comes up and still first and second. 2 outs here. And Heine's 0 for 3, grounded out, struck out, and flew out. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out to Happy. That'll end the inning. But the Senators add another one. It's 6-0. Now let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen here and pitch for Senators. Got a righty and two righties on a switch hitter here. Let's see here. When did Leonard last pitch? So it's going to be the Dutchman. Dutch Leonard's coming out of the bullpen. And this is Dutch's second appearance. He's 1-0. Doesn't have given up a run yet. He's walked one. He'll be facing Happy Flinch Weaver and Ray Schultz. So let's see what happens here. White Sox definitely need to score some runs, down by 6. And Happy's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a double in the right field. Nice way to start the top of the 7th here for the White Sox. Lead off double by Happy. And the Dutchman doesn't like the way that inning started. And I'll bring up Buck Weaver now. And Weaver is 0 for 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up, reached on the fielder's choice. So Weaver's been on base both times. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Let's see if old Dutchman can look him back. The second here. And nope, the runner will get down the third. And he plays over to first. So now you got a runner down at third with 1 out. And of course, with the 6-run lead, Senators will play back, looking for an out as Ray Schultz steps up. He's popped up twice today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Big strikeout there by the Dutchman. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at third. And that'll be it for Lefty. I'll have a pitch hitter here for him. See who's going to come out of the dugout here and bat against the Dutchman. And I think Harry Hooper is going to come out. See what old Harry can do here. Apba is batting .333, no homers and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Harry, and that's going to be a ground ball down this. Nope, that's going to be a pop-up down the second in the foul territory. And Buddy makes the catch for out number 3. And again, White Sox strand 1. Now we'll need a new pitcher here for the White Sox. And they're probably going to go with White. They got all these lefties coming up, so Guy White's going to come out of the bullpen. We make it to the 7th inning stretch. It's 6-0. Senators here. Like I say, White will come out of the bullpen. You got Vernon, Myron early due up here against White. This is Doc's 3rd appearance of the year. He's pitched 2 innings, struck out 1, gave up 1 unearned run. And, Mickey's 1 for 2. He has walked, flew out the center, and singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Zeke at first. That'll be out number 1. Buddy Meyer due up now. And Buddy is 0 for 3. He struck out, flew out the center, and flew out the left. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. White doing a good job. That'll bring up Jake Early now. And Early is 1 for 3. He's grounded out, flown out, and singled. And that's going to be a nice hit. He squares this one up against Doc. And that ball is hit into the gap out there near the national sign. And that'll be a double. So a 2-out double here. And the Senators are threatening. And we're going to let the Dutchman hit. Try to get him. He's going to try to go to distance here on a 6-0 lead. So the Dutchman's going to hit. And it'll be his first plate appearance of the year. And the Dutchman's not a bad hitter. And in 1939, he batted .222, .221, no homers, and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to the Dutchman. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Minnie Mioso. That'll end the inning. Senator Strand 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's still 6-0. We got the top of the order due up here for the Senators, Al. Down to our last 6 outs. Appling, Collins, and Zeke. And Appling's 1 for 3. He's singled, flew out twice. And against the righty, it'll make him a 15 on a 8. And that's going to be a fly ball out Heine in right field, out number 1. Eddie Collins comes up to the plate now. White Sox, to say the least, need base runners. Eddie's 0 for 2. He did walk and steal a base today. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Eddie gets aboard here, as Manshee couldn't get to that one. And up to the plate now steps Zeke. And Zeke is 0 for 3. He's grounded out, popped up, and flown out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the left. And that'll be out number 2 as Severs makes the catch. And that leaves it up to Reynolds here to try to get some runs. They sure don't want to have to try to score 6 runs in the 9th. Carl's 1 for 3. He has flown out the center, grounded out to the pitcher, and singled. And that's going to be against the righty of 12. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Eddie Collins is going to make it down the 3rd. So now you got 1st and 3rd and 2 outs. And up to the plate steps Minnie Mioso. Can he get the White Sox at least on the board and make it respectable? Mioso's 1 for 3. He singled, flown out, and grounded out. And that's going to be a 42. Hit by pitch. And is he an HB0? No, and he hits Mini Mioso. I sure wasn't done intentionally to load the bases here. So old Happy, one swing of the bat, he could get him back in this game, folks. How things can change here in a heartbeat. And Happy is 1 for 3 with a double. He's popped up and grounded out. Doubled his last time up. Can Happy deliver here? Make this a ball game. And he does, folks. That's going to be a triple in the left field. That's going to score 3. How about that? We got us a ball game as Happy just cut the lead in half. Did I say in the left field? Yep. So he's a brown-eyed, handsome man, clears the bases. And just like that, we got us a ball game. 6-3 Senators. And a runner down at third and Buck Weaver. And they go out to talk to the Dutchman, trying to get him to get through this game. Buck is 1 for 3 with a double of his own. And he's reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out. And that's going to end the inning as Rice makes the catch out in center field. But the Senators score 3 on the triple by Happy. We go to the bottom of the 8th with a 3-run lead for the Senators. Top of the order due up here against Doc White. Got Rice, Collin, and Severs. And Sam is 2 for 4, having a good game. He struck out and grounded out his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a infield hit. So Rice is aboard here, trying to get these runs right back. And Joe Collin comes up, and Joe's having a fine game here. Joe is 2 for 3 with an RBI. He has singled, doubled, walked. He struck out his last time up, though. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Joe. Let's see if he can take advantage of the 2-0 pitch. And he walks the hard way in Apba. 2 dice rolls. And all of a sudden, Doc White, after getting back in this game, has now got himself in a mess here with nobody out and runners on first and second. And Ray Severs is up, and Ray's 3 for 3 today. He has singled all 3 times, drove in 1 run. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. And Doc White all of a sudden can't find the strike zone, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Collins is up with it. And sorry, that's going to be a high pop-up down the second. Collins makes the catch for out number 1. That brings up Killebrew. And they're going to bring in, are they going to do a, they might have to do a, let's see here, maybe just bring somebody in to get through these righties here. Ted Lyons is going to come in just to try to get through this inning. Then they'll pitch hit for him. So that's going to be it for Doc. So you got the righties coming up here. Killebrew's killing these lefties today. He's 2 for 4. They'll bring in a righty to face Killebrew. See if they can get a ground ball double play out of him. So Lyons will come in here. Try to get 2 outs here. Then he'll be pitched hit for. So like I say, Killebrew on the day is 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lyons comes in and gets Killebrew. And now the plate now is Heine. Manshee. And Heine is 0 for 4 today. Now there's 2 outs, runners on first and second, trying to keep this a 3-run game. And Manshee is grounded out, struck out, and flown out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Appling We'll go the easy way, short way over to second. And that'll end the inning. The Lions comes in and does a nice job, keeps this a 3-run ball game. And to the top of the ninth we go. We got Chalk, a pitch hitter for Lions, and then back to the top of the order in Appling. As the Dutchman tries to go 3 innings here, folks. And Ray is 0 for 3 today. He has popped up twice and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Dutchman getting himself in a mess here. That'll get the bullpen up. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Lions. See who's going to come out of the dugout here. Is it going to be old Nelly? I think it's going to be old Falk. Falk's going to come out of the dugout here. Pitch hit here against the Dutchman. Nobody out, a runner down at first. Don't want the tying run to come up to the plate, that's for sure. This old Bib grabs the bat, takes a few practice swings. And Bib is batting .429 on the year and has no homers and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bib. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. These White Sox are trying to come back. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. What just happened there? Didn't want that. And it is now a 1-run game, and that's going to have to be it for the Dutchman. A 6-0 lead has evaporated to a 1-run game as Bib Falk with a pitch hit home run. And we're back to the top of the order and nobody out. See who's going to come out here and try to save this game. A righty, a lefty, and a righty. So it looks like Mulberry's probably going to come out of the bullpen here, try to shut this game down. So the Senators, this is their weak spot. It isn't much. So now the pen is Mulberry's coming out of the pen here. Like I say, he'll be facing the top of the order. There's nobody out, and it's a 1-run ball game now. And Mulberry has pitched 2 games, pitched 1 inning, giving up 1 run, walked 2. So here's Appling. He is 1 for 4 today. He has flown out 3 times and singled. And we dropped the dice to make this an official game. Oh. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Appling's aboard here now. So the tying runs down at first. Go ahead runs at the plate. And Eddie Collins is at the plate. He's 1 for 3. He has walked, stolen a base, came around the score, and singled. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Can they turn 2 is the question. A 35 on a 2. That should be fielding column 1. And it is. And nope, they'll get Appling out at second. But that's all they'll get. So now you got Collins down at first with 1 out. And the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Zeke. And Zeke is 0 for 4. He is grounded out, flown out twice, and popped up. And that's going to be a base on ball. So now the go-ahead run's down at first. Tying runs in scoring position for Carl Reynolds. And they got bullpen action up again. And Reynolds is 2 for 4. He is singled twice, flew out, and grounded out. Hey, Al, we had a 6-0 lead here, and it's evaporated quick. Bullpen is imploding here for the Senators. It's now 6-5. And Carl Reynolds now up here. Here's the pitch to him. And that could end this game. That ball's hit down to Killebrew. Can they go around the horn here and get the double play? Killebrew's not your greatest fielding third baseman, though. And the only play they're not going to be able to double up Reynolds. They get the out at second. So now we got first and third. Tying run 90 feet away. And Manny Mioso's at the plate. Can the Senators hang on and win this game 6-5? Mioso is 1 for 3. He is singled, flown out, grounded out, and got hit by pitches last time up. And this is going to end it. That ball is hit down the short, fires over to first, and the Senators hang on and win this game 6-5, folks. That just shows you how hard it's going to be for these Senators to win ball games. It's going to be tough. You get a 6-0 lead and almost blow it. Take a look here at the box score. So you got the White Sox 5 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Senators 6 runs, 14 hits and no errors. Luke Appling was 2 for 5. Reynolds was 2 for 5. Happy was 2 for 4. You had the big triple by Happy and the big home run by Falk. That's how they scored all 5 of the runs. It was a 3-run triple, 3 RBI triple by Happy, and a 2-run homer by Falk. They were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position and still scored 5 runs, left 9 men on base. They had their chances. Look at the top of the order here for the Senators. Rice 3 for 5. Joe Collin 2 for 3. Severs 3 for 4. Killebrew 2 for 5. You had Collin 2 RBIs, Severs 1, Killebrew 2. They were 5 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Still left 11 men on base. Pierce picks up the loss. Only goes 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, struck out 3, walked 3. Lee comes in, pitches 2 innings, gives up 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 1. At the time, the 1 run didn't seem that important. Doc White comes in, pitches an inning and 1/3, 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1. And Lyons comes in and shuts them down and gives them a chance. 2/3 of an inning and struck out 1. And Mickey Haefer, he goes 6 innings, picks up his first win, 4 hits, no runs, and walked 1. And he's scratching his head thinking, why'd you take me out of the game? The Dutchman comes in, pitches 1 good inning, and then implodes. Well, actually pitched 2 good innings because he didn't get a single out in the 9th. Goes 2 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up the home run. And Marbury comes in and gets the save, pitches an inning. It wasn't pretty. 1 hit, walked 1. but he was able to get the final out to save the game. And let's see who's going to be pitching the next matchup here between these White Sox and Senators. You got Ed Walsh going up against the General Al Crowder for the Senators. So I want to thank Al, Red Sox fan. Check out his great channel. Aaron Reed, check out his channel. Philip Reynolds, check out his channel. Oh, you take care too, bud. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for likes. For notifications, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.